Hi, everybody. I wanted to share with you something that has happened to me recently, last weekend, and it actually happened this weekend too, but I'm going to tell you the story about last weekend. And it has to do with the idea of surrender. What does it take for us to give up a little bit of control? Why do we keep adding to our daily workload, tackling things that we either once did or something that maybe we haven't ever done, but we are determined that we can do it no matter what, just to prove that we can. And care partners often struggle with this. It's an obstacle. We may think that we have given up control and that we go with the flow, but we often need to think again because it really, really sneaks up on us. And one of the things that we do, or at least that I did in this story that I'm about to tell you, is I decided that I could take on so many extra new projects. And this happens to me sometimes when I'm feeling a little shaky as a caregiver. Maybe things are shifting sand. It feels like it's shifting under my feet. So what do? I try to find things that will prove that I am totally capable. But what is this? It really is our mind playing tricks on us. It's our ego, and it's a really subtle sabotaging thing that we all struggle with. So here's what happened. Last Sunday, I decided that I would remove the moss from our barn roof. And it's a small roof, but it's quite steep. And I had already purchased a gallon of the product called Wet and Forget. And you climb up there with a sprayer and you saturate it and you get down and you're done. I thought that's what could be more simple. And I had purchased a garden sprayer about a year ago at an unknown hardware. It was so long ago. And I got it out of the cellar and I opened it up and realized that someone had already purchased it and returned it because it was taped shut oddly. And lo and behold, as I'm assembling this sprayer, it has no handle. Somebody is clearly very happy with the sprayer that belongs to the handle that belongs to my sprayer. All right, so that's not working. And I decide that I will borrow a sprayer from a gardening friend of mine because I don't use a sprayer very often, clearly. So I went to borrow the sprayer and she only had backpack sprayers that you fill up and you put on your back and pump them up. And by the time you get them ready, they are incredibly heavy. And I thought, I don't know, if I slip on this wet roof, there's no getting, I can't let go of it. I can't throw it to the ground. It seems like trouble. All right, I skipped that. So then I thought, okay, maybe the power washer. How could I get on a ladder tall enough so that I could, reach the roof with a power washer and not really even have to get up there? But then I realized, well, the water coming into that thing is going to dilute my Wet and Forget product. I called the company. Oh yes, I would need a separate attachment. I was getting really tired and really cranky and really frustrated when my wife Belle said to me, what are you thinking of doing, getting on the roof? That's so steep, don't do that. And I began to argue and I got pretty ugly by the end of the day. It was not pretty. You did not want to be around me. I gave it up. I trashed the whole idea. And then as if that weren't enough, I decided to do some other monumental thing this past weekend, but I won't tell you that story. But the universe was giving me opportunities to say, what are you doing? Can you possibly reflect and think about this for a minute? And I realized this idea of surrender has to do with the ego. It has to do with our minds, that our minds play tricks on us. And I've been looking this up a little bit. The Cambridge Dictionary defines ego as this: the idea or opinion you have of yourself, your ability, the level of your ability, the level of your intelligence, and it's the opinion you have about your importance as a person. So, boy, was I in hook, line, and sinker. My ego was really running the show. I don't have to prove my worth as a caregiver or as anyone else. I can just be, and so can you. But surrendering my ego is not about giving up what I need. It's about giving up what I don't need. We are all responsible for our own basic needs. We're responsible for our own self-care. And if we don't really focus on our own self-care, we can't possibly expect to care for someone else. So I'm wondering if you ever experience having an opinion based on how much you can get done, or based on, your abilities in general. Can you let anything go? Can you surrender any bit of control, or surrender a project that, is really beyond you, even if it's just a little tiny bit? And when we can surrender, this ego mind, this thing that's tricking us every single day and wreaking havoc with us, we can open up to so many new possibilities. What life is really meant to be for us. We can actually find joy. We can sit back and relax a little bit, take things as they come. We can laugh at ourselves, at these silly things that we take on, and we can laugh with others. And that is really as it should be. Thanks for watching.